Podcast theory. The podcast theory.
What the fuck's going on right now?
Just start.
That's the opening, man. That's the opening.
I thought we ought to add some music or something.
Let's do it that way. It's organic, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Alright, welcome guys. This is the podcast theory. Our hosts are Francis of the Filth,
Thanks.
Alan,
Hi.
the degenerate rainbow guy, Robin, the evil capitalist.
Yeah.
That's a nice intro. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you assigned each one nicknames I've never even heard before, you know?
I just made them up.
Yeah.
That's nice. Alright, so we finally made it.
We did. It's what been
3 years for you, Alan.
Yeah, 3
hasn't it?
years for
Yeah, it's
me.
been 3 months for me, because, you know, we've been waiting for the equipment to arrive, so it's been a while.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We finally did it. Episode 1. So, the introduction for everyone. Introduce yourself, pal. Francis.
Yeah, so, like, basically, we're all university students. Robin and I are computer science students, and Alan's...
I'm majoring in radio and TV.
Yeah.
Note we're all broke and...
Yeah, so please support us.
My student loan, that would be great.
Yeah.
This podcast should have aired last week for some technical reasons. It didn't. Alright.
It's my fault.
No. Let's keep that aside.
Okay.
Alright, so there are two things we want to talk about today. One is a tragedy we need to talk about, and the other is another tragedy.
Which is Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Okay, you want to call it a tragedy? Fine.
It's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first one is the New Zealand shooting. So there's that maniac who ran into a mosque and killed like 50 people.
Yeah, I think it's around 49 people, yeah.
Yeah,
Our condolences.
Our condolences, yeah.
sad, and like, I don't know if it should be labeled a terrorist attack. It's a guy, it's a retard who did it, and not an organization. But I don't know, the world where we live right now is
Pretty scary, yeah.
It's pretty bent.
extremist
Yeah.
people left and right. So yeah, another note, let's talk about the other tragedy,
Yeah.
the worst.
I don't
Well, it
think
came
so.
out like 2 weeks ago, was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week, March 8th.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so first of all, let's introduce our first guest in episode 1.
He's our resident geek, you know, John.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
I am John, yes. I will be trying to dissect as much as I can with 3 people I hardly know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
We just met.
We know each other.
I'm outside the
Yeah.
building and we're like, come on, man.
Which
Can't do
also,
it.
I'm a TV film major, so that should keep that going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He has some credentials. Yeah, he's back.
He's a movie connoisseur.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me on that.
And worked on film before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Have that.
Yeah.
So we work with Combear Studios. We've done sets for films here. And
It's like an indie movies, shit like that, or
no,
high
but
production
before
stuff.
I joined the company, they built the soundstage for Caramel.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I watched it.
Caramel, the Lebanese film? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, you know, every once in a while there's a good Lebanese movie that people hype
there's been
about.
3,
Yeah, everybody...
but there has been 3.
Yeah, everybody talks about Kafar Nahum.
Oh, Hala when? Oh, wait, no.
And Nadine
Oh,
Lebeke.
no.
Is it Nadine
Yeah.
Lebeke?
Yeah. Another case.
She's the only good fruit in the basket.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't watched any Lebanese movies, so do you guys, like, do you recommend me
I
to watch?
recommend those 3.
Oh, yeah. So they're actually good.
One movie I watched when I was young.
Which one?
It's like under تحت القصف. Shihag.
Wait a sec.
It's really nice.
Horror?
They've
A
made
Lebanese horror movie?
Like Lebanese horror movies.
War.
War, yeah.
It's about the
What's the
civil war.
difference,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Alright, so let's start with the main topic today.
Oh boy.
So what do you think of Captain Marvel, John?
Captain Marvel, yeah.
So, so first of all, I did see a lot about the controversy around it before I went to see it. I am the latest one, so I saw it just 2 days ago. And I have to say, it follows the common Marvel movie stereotype formula, which we all know here. I'm pretty sure we can all agree.
Yeah.
The generic,
Yeah.
just statement. Do I have to say it?
Comedic lines that
Yeah.
are-
Formulaic, yeah.
Quips followed by prediction, like, you know, just predictable escape scenes, no weight to any danger of anything happening, because it's a fucking Marvel movie. No, nothing's gonna happen, nothing serious.
I think this was the worst recipe. Like the worst application of this recipe was Captain Marvel.
You feel that?
Yeah. I think you wanted to say that this was the worst.
Movies, but
Yeah.
I kind of get the point why people like them.
I think you're just biased, you know? Yeah.
Man, like when I watch a Marvel movie, I don't get high on it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
enjoy it. Like I don't regret paying
Yeah, it's a nice popcorn movie.
the ticket price. You know?
Do you feel like you'd enjoy it as a movie on its own? Like if it wasn't associated with Marvel, do you feel like you would have enjoyed it as its
No,
own?
it's not about Marvel, man.
No, I'm saying like,
It's about taking the concept of having a superhero and put him or her in this atmosphere. That
Fair enough.
It's a normal human like you and I, and did something happen like Spider-Man?
But it was bitten by a radioactive spider.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you have a strong affinity for...
And the Flash, you know, he got. They were trying to build the Hadron Collider.
The Flash.
No, he got struck by... no, it's like in the on the TV show he got struck by lightning,
Yeah.
but on... Yeah, in the comics it was... sorry, it was the Hadron... It was
The
the...
Large Hadron Collider that affected
Yeah.
him, yeah.
From the Hadron Collider explosion. Yeah.
for the listeners, Robin is a die-hard DC fan.
I'm not the diehard, I just like the movies.
For the listeners, he kind of likes DC.
Yeah.
But I guess you have a strong affinity for larger-than-life characters.
I do.
Yeah. You don't...
Like, I don't like to get associate. I'm not gonna say associate. I don't like to be able to be like my heroes.
You don't like to
Yeah.
relate to them.
Yeah, you can't...
I want
Yeah.
to be apart from them, you know. I want them to be on this pedestal that is higher than everyone else.
They're unreachable, basically.
So,
That's it.
And
Yeah.
in your mind, Flash reaches that?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Flash is barely, and also Batboy, who's just.
I don't get his powers, but he's fast as fuck. Alright, that's one. You know?
Well, they try to make it time travel too, which is a whole. You know, for a comic book directed at nerds, you'd think they try to focus a bit more on things like, can you just time
Yeah,
travel for
the
being
geeky
fast?
stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I've watched the TV show. It was okay.
Is that better?
No.
With the Netflix show?
No,
What, The
the
Flash?
actual series.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched like season 1 and it was dragging on too much.
Well, yeah, but it kicks into high gear maybe like, later on.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great signal for a series. Hey guys, watch this. It gets good.
It gets good.
Yeah, it gets good afterwards.
People defend movies and TV that way. They'll say, "Don't worry, the first half is bad or slow.
Yeah.
Just bear with it," which that shouldn't be a reason.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like you're
exactly.
breaking into it like a new shoe, you know? Like
Yeah.
you just,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be good from the beginning, you know? It doesn't have to, like, drag on.
Wonder Woman as an example, they did it reversed. It was great at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, and it was kind of bland in the end. I think it was kind of... I thought it was kind of
Wait,
bad,
can I
yeah.
say-
Yeah, it fell through like the third,
The beginning was awesome.
This is a great
The
segue.
middle was good.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
This is a great segue back to Captain Marvel because the argument some people would say like, oh, let's try and compare it to DC's, we'll call it girl power movie, which I hate the phrase because I don't think that's what it is. But Wonder Woman was the same thing and everyone had the same issues. Oh, it's a woman having her own film as if that's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Do you feel, as someone who prefers DC, or just in general,
Yeah.
do you feel, well this go to everyone, do
Yeah.
you guys feel that Wonder Woman has the same, I guess, female empowerment, or at least the labeled female empowerment? Because I don't think these movies have, I've watched it and I could only count 2 scenes where I felt a bit iffy with. One of them was the joke about, at the end,
Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
no, Captain Marvel, at the end,
Yeah.
she flies up in front of the,
Ronan.
Ronan's ship,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he says, "We'll come back for the weapon." Or he's the
Weapon.
cute-
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
woman.
The woman.
Okay, that I don't think it was a terrible line because I've seen worse lines in like Thor 2.
I think that's,
So-
that's the best scene that portrays this. I'm gonna talk
That
about
portrays how you feel about the movie.
No, that portrays this power empowerment, the woman empowerment.
No, there's also the scene where she was dragging Jan Rock like through the, you know, you can interpret that,
I
yeah.
don't really see it
You
that
guys,
way.
No?
Do you guys remember when there's that guy on a motorcycle and he's...
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say 2 scenes.
yeah.
That was the other one.
Yeah, in the cockpit.
And there's the third one, the cockpit one.
Yeah.
Do you,
Why I think it's called the cockpit.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Like, I work in an environment when there's a lot of women, and I've never seen a guy treat the women in a bad way. They actually treat them better than their peers.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, the setting of the movie was in the 90s, so you...
Okay,
No,
yeah, that's a good point.
that's actually a really good point. Which is
Yeah.
why my argument with someone said, "Oh, they're making it sound like women are so put down." I'm like, on the one hand, they still are. On the other, especially in our part of the world, but on the other
Yeah.
hand, the argument of being in the 90s
Yeah.
really hits home the point because it was a thing when feminism was starting to be a real thing.
But do you
even
think
though,
they meant it that way?
here's the
I
thing.
don't think they did.
I honestly don't think
They wanted to put down their agenda, and it just
what
it just fits
if the argument with that, if they wanted to put down an agenda, they would have done it harsher, but they didn't. And that's why I feel like if you take her as a character alone, see, when someone asked me, do I compare her to just a generic female who wants to be powerful, I said no, because Thor has the exact same storyline. I want to just be stronger. Why won't anyone let me be stronger? Especially in Ragnarok. Ragnarok is him being beaten down and losing everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And his only goal is I want to be stronger. I think it's a stupid goal. Captain Marvel has the same one. No.
You're loving this, aren't you?
Yeah. Captain Marvel has the exact same goal, but everyone chastises her for it because she's a woman. And that's why I feel like the flaw in saying it's a feminist agenda doesn't work. Because it's using the same method just with a different title.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't have a problem with having a girl empowered. I actually like it. I like to, maybe when I go watch a movie with my daughter, for her to see someone that might be like her, that is better than everyone else, you know. I don't have a problem with that, but the thing is, I don't like portraying men as the bad people or the sexist type, you know. But Francis' point right here that it's filmed in the 90s, or actually it's portrayed like...
Yeah, it was portrayed in the 90s,
It is set in,
puts it into perspective, because back then I don't think they were that equal, you know, or
they were still fighting for their...
exactly,
So, if I take your point into consideration, I think I'm going to remove my criticism on the movie.
Fair enough. Also, to be fair, the two things you were talking about were just two minor characters. We don't even know their names.
True.
And I would like to say, if they wanted to push the agenda, they would have made every villain, or at least the teammates, they would make the villains point out that she's a woman and weak, and they would have made the her companions say, you can't do this, you're just a weak.
Yeah,
you're just
and
a woman.
they tried to do it themselves.
But they never did. They never did.
You're right.
And I'd say that's different from Wonder Woman, where that happens. All the men soldiers tell her, look, we got this, don't worry, like, it's okay. That to me, or like Chris driving, what's Chris Pine's character's name? He flies
Steve
the plane
Trevor.
himself.
Thank
you. He flies the plane in for himself and says, I'll do it, baby, don't worry. That to me is more pushing a quote-unquote agenda than Captain Marvel.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree,
that makes more sense.
I agree.
Sorry if I'm really just
No, you're right.
overtaking.
I think maybe why I'm coming from this place is because of Brie Larson and because of her previous comments.
Which we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about it, but I think it was like misconstrued. Yeah.
From my end, and maybe if I've heard of her comments, I would have came into the movie theater with a worse attitude.
Yeah.
Didn't hear them?
If I did hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I came into the movie theater knowing that she's like a plank a bit, you know, and I was expecting that, and she did it.
Yeah, she fulfilled your expectations.
Yeah.
Well,
Funnily, okay, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry.
I keep overtaking.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. You're the guest.
Well, I was gonna say, I did talk about this with my girlfriend. We're saying I've seen her act in movies with incredible emotion, so like Room, Short Term 12,
Scott Pilgrim.
and Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like it is down to the script, which is my main problem when I talk about the movie. I'm not liking it, even though I'd recommend it. I don't like it is the main problem with how it's written and how it's portrayed, not with Brie Larson herself. Should she have made those comments, though? I don't agree. I don't think she should have said anything.
Look,
I think she was really bringing that hero moment. She doesn't have enough gusto, you know? Yeah.
Like Maria Rambeau.
Maria Rambeau, yeah.
Rambeau, yeah.
If she was Captain Marvel,
Yeah, she would have probably been a better...
If she was alive. Like Brie Larson portrayed it in a way like it felt arrogant in some sort.
Yeah, she was sassy.
But she is. Yeah,
that is her character. Yeah.
Made her like Iron Man, and like drops a joke every now and then, funny jokes.
I don't think that would. Yeah, exactly. I think that would have been worse.
Iron Man is that he is like that. Like he's this badass.
Yeah, like he's the maniac, you know.
He brings good jokes to the table that makes him a better person and like a better personality, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
In her case, she doesn't bring anything to the table.
Like he has character quirks.
Yes, he has charisma. She doesn't have charisma.
Well, because it's the first. It's the first movie.
Yeah.
Wait till we see her in other Marvel.
I felt that way with.
She's dry, though. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, she is. She is. Yeah.
Dry. I feel like that's the thing. That's why I say I think it's more to the fault of the film, not her.
Yeah.
Because we've seen her do it. That's my argument. Maybe this is a wrong point on me, but I'm saying I've marked it based on what I've seen her do before.
Okay.
And I know if she's done it once, she should be able to do it again. Maybe she hasn't gotten the right energy for it.
Like the script forced her to be in this mindset.
Yeah, forced her to be. Yeah.
It's also the setting. If you think about it, if you're coming from dramas, Short Term 12 and God damn it, help me out, guys.
What?
Short Term 12 and the other movie she was in, Room.
Yeah.
which won her first award.
And
She's coming from an independent. Yeah. No, she wasn't in.
She wasn't?
No.
She talked about it in the court. She said,
yeah, you're right.
which I talked
I didn't
about.
watch it though. That's right.
Yeah, sorry. In those two, coming from dramas, being dramatic on screen and all that emotion is different from being charismatic in a superhero movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you think about like Johnny Depp or Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
no, is it? Yeah. Say for example, Chris Hemsworth, not really known for being. See, I think Thor is more charming than his other films.
That's what makes an actor a good actor, though. Like, if he can just...
Versatility, yes, I agree.
Look, it was the quieter moments she really nailed, and like the intimate scenes between her and her friend Maria, and also, when she was with.
Funnily enough, she's very charismatic in her memories. The memory scene.
Yeah, she did have a lot of emotion.
I can see, oh right, this is Carol Danvers, some '90s chick who likes the airport. Like I can see that.
Yeah.
And I really wish, like maybe this was her thinking too hard on the "I have no memory" bit, where she just completely forgot that I used to be this crazy.
Yeah.
And she also has good chemistry with Nick Fury.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
the
really like
banter.
that.
Yeah.
I think her and Nick do really well, and which actually kind of brings me to my point of the movie, where it feels like it's a really weird kind of like buddy cop movie from the 90s.
It does.
Yeah. A lot of people have
Like
that
Lethal
point.
Weapon, maybe.
And I have to say, they really implemented the Skrulls' change abilities quite well.
Yeah.
I know we're not talking about Brie anymore, but I think...
Shape-shifting thing?
Yeah, because, Marvel, I'd be like, okay, we get it. Everyone's going to be a shapeshifter, and the final reveal is Nick will be one, for example. But they didn't, and I respect that.
Okay.
I respect that they made it feel like an actual enemy that you care about. It's not just a generic, like, wow, this made me so pissed off. In both Thor Ragnarok and fucking Infinity War, they have a whole bunch of CGI villain monsters to kill. So in Ragnarok, it was Hela's
Minions.
Shadow Warriors, or like it reminds me of like fodder enemies in video games. Like, oh wow, these guys have no stakes. I don't care. When a villain has a character, you just want more of those, and then you want them to be the actual adversaries.
You want more content.
Yeah.
Than just killing them. Or
Like
Which is why Skrulls that change. Okay, in the beginning they show them killing generic Skrulls, so it's just a CGI battle.
Yeah.
But later, when they change to the people you know and trust, now there's some stakes. Now I actually care because you have the potential of killing someone you care about.
Yeah.
You feel invested, like you feel sad if he dies, if he doesn't.
But I think they nipped the idea of a secret invasion movie like in the bud. I don't think they're doing that anymore. Maybe they could in the future. So we'll
They do the Skrull Kree War.
Yeah.
Someday that would
I think
work.
they should make a standalone like trilogy or something.
maybe in the next Captain Marvel movie. The sequel.
Like without the heroes, just the two empires fighting. Like
That would be pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think they would do this after like Endgame.
Like when I was preparing for this podcast, I was trying to look at the
storylines.
Not the storylines,
like backgrounds on comics and the source material basically.
Shit like that. Like it seemed interesting to me. Like coming from a Mass Effect fan.
Oh, I like Mass Effect. Yeah, I got that.
Oh wow, you're a man of culture, dude.
Thank you.
So like I can see it like the similarities between the two, like having two empires and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually like space operas. You know how grand they are, and you know how these two civilizations from two parts of the galaxy just fucking fight each other. You know, for some grand, like goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
And everybody should read Secret Invasion by Brian Michael Bendis.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Michael Bendis is amazing. Yeah.
All right, so after watching the movie and after sharing my negative thoughts with my colleagues about Brie Larson.
Can we talk about the positive? I thought Ben Mendelsohn knocked it out of the park, just when you think you're tired of his shtick, he turns it up to an 11, and also Nick Fury,
Nick Fury, I think, was the best.
It's classic Sam. And I think making him not so much like... I was worried they were just going to make him the same Nick Fury, which is just generic bad.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He has charisma.
Yes.
He's smooth. I like him.
And he's funny.
There's an issue with that. Like, if you look at every time Nick Fury was shown in any movie ever, he doesn't show this aspect of him. So like.
But that makes sense.
This was a surprise.
Yeah,
20 years changes.
Yeah, like you can take it that way. Like maybe when he was younger and didn't go through all this shit, he was a good guy, and because of what happens later on,
It makes 100 times more sense.
Yeah, true.
From that aspect you're saying, where he doesn't keep that aspect because he's first of all we see from the beginning they kind of acknowledge that he's a really low level guy. He's not
level 3, level 3. Yeah,
he's just level 3. Cool.
He has to work his way around things. Now Nick Fury, he just
exactly.
And I like that character more because it shows me what I would maybe have preferred.
Okay, you have a point right here. That's one of the main reasons why I think they should have went another way with the movie. Like,
go on.
With Nick Fury, like you can see his humane side, you can learn more about his background. When is Endgame coming out?
April 26th.
Okay, So you have the set of heroes that have multiple movies dedicated to them and a lot of comics. Like you have a lot of shit to refer to before going to this, let's say, final fight. So everyone is invested in, let's say, Hulk or Thor or Iron Man, you know?
Yeah.
And they come up with this movie like before Endgame with a character with a questionable cast, and like throughout the movie I didn't feel like I was invested with her. Like I wanted to see more personal shit about her and how, like, when she gets her power, she literally goes from she had this chip on her neck.
To inhibit her powers, you know.
So she had, let's say, 10% of her actual powers. Mm-hmm. Then she removes it, and then with the blink of an eye, she flies to the outer space. How did she learn how to fly?
Well, they made her into a Mary Sue character.
Yeah,
you know.
Like I would have loved to see a scene where she's trying to fly and she goes into a wall. And
exactly, like an Iron Man.
Doesn't that happen when she's falling before she learns how to fly?
Yeah, she just focused. Yeah, she just did it for like 10 seconds though.
It was minimal. I want to see struggle and
you want to see a more progression, a bigger progression.
Like they jumped from a woman that was fighting, like, let's say, low-level people.
Yeah.
Like her old crewmates.
Like the cream, the squadron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inhibitor.
And just flying into outer space and destroying motherships. Like that's huge difference between levels of opponents. Mm-hmm. And I would have loved to see like a learning curve, like a small learning of anything, you know. I didn't see that in the movie, honestly.
In defense of the screenwriters, I don't think it would have worked as organically. How would you have made it seem like her?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like maybe with Wonder Woman, like you see her when she was young, shit like that, you know. I don't know how they should have.
Well, they have shown her when she was young. They should have Captain Marvel when she was young.
Okay, but it wasn't related to like
her power.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I wanted to see a learning curve, like. If you want to portray her,
the trials and tribulations,
character that comes out of nowhere, maybe postpone Endgame a bit and make 2 movies about her. Maybe
I don't think I want.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I'm just putting ideas out there. You know?
I think she shot Endgame before she did her solo.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they shot them back to back. They shot Infinity War and Endgame back to back. So
they must have done her scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she was better in Endgame.
Yeah, I hope.
I think the Russo brothers are. I think they might put a different spin on the character.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
the Russo brothers.
They didn't write the screenplay. It's Christopher Mark, I think. And I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's for Endgame.
They wrote Infinity War and Thor.
Because that would help my earlier comment about her being good in other movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think if it's written by someone else, I think it'll be great.
Yeah. And also, you know, in Endgame, she's gonna show up like 20 years after the fact that we've seen from this movie.
Yeah, she's.
Then this movie,
because you know she'd be like more experienced.
Timeline, guys.
Yeah.
It should be 2018.
Yeah, exactly. So you know,
30 years.
yeah, even 30 years. So you know, she might be even more experienced. She has all her memories intact. She'd have more emotion, you know, like more humanity in her.
I guess.
Yeah, like the scene when did you see the Endgame trailer?
Yeah,
when he summoned the Stormbreaker, and it's like she didn't flinch, you know. It's like, I like her, you know. That was
it was like a classic Marvel quip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know you're on the same wavelength with me. Like, well, okay.
It's the recipe. They should change it later on.
You know what?
They should make a revamp. I think so.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Like the whole Marvel format reminds me. It's just like, if we're using food analogies, it's like a medium tier restaurant. Like, it's better than fast food. It's great. But you're
like Roadster Diner.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't hate Roaster.
I like it though.
What? Oh, we're talking about Roadster?
It said some inside.
I hate Roadster ever since they removed certain menu items.
Like what?
Yeah, we want some background since we don't know you.
Oh, right.
Right, well, you know. Want to get the inside joke.
The inside joke. I dislike formulas. It's including chemistry. No, I feel like it's like it's slightly above average and it's consistent. And to me, if that fills your needs, I honestly don't think it's a bad thing. Like if someone wants to watch Marvel movies and is satisfied with the way it works,
okay,
I don't feel like I have the right to mock them for it. I do feel I have the right to mock them if they forcefully run up to me and tell me.
Don't change it. If it's not broken, don't change it.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a different argument, but I get where you're going with.
Yeah.
Not broken. Okay, an example of it's not broken, go fix it. I'd say that about some DC movies. There are some DC movies. Yeah, here we go.
Wait, I like the ultimate cut of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. You know,
ultimate cut is better.
It's better.
It kind of shows an example of why the studio heads are using that mentality of if it's not broken, don't
fix it. Yeah.
I guess so.
I feel like if the directors had enough power, they could go with what they want.
I think they just don't want. They just don't want to risk it, you know.
DC likes to take risks. I mean, Kevin Feige didn't greenlight Captain America: Civil War, until DC actually gave because they were doing Batman vs Superman, and then he didn't do it until like the movie came out, so.
Oh yeah.
Which is a bit more respect.
Sorry, it was announced at like Comic-Con. Yeah.
Again, that's greater respect for that.
Yeah.
Don't you think that like after Snyder, was he removed or fired or he left?
No, he left because of family. Yeah.
Reasons.
I'm glad you left. Like,
you know what's funny though? If any of you, I don't know how much of you have seen of Watchmen. If you've seen the director's cut of Watchmen, excluding the comic book side bit, Watchmen?
No.
No? Okay. So that was Zack Snyder's first comic book movie. And that was really good because it was a bit more. It completely subverted the whole superhero thing. Like the loner. So Rorschach, he's like the loner who hates society and thinks everything's wrong with it. But he's not presented as this god tier philosophist like Joker. He's like a literally mentally deranged man. Alan Moore, when he wrote it, said this is what Batman and Joker actually sound like to a normal person. They're crazy. They're antisocialists. They smell. Antisocial.
They smell. I'm pretty sure the Joker smells.
Yeah. And I think that's something people seem to forget. Or like one of the characters, he's the richest man in the world. No prizes for guessing who that's.
Yeah.
And he has super speed, and he sees himself as the representative of Ozymandias, which is his name, and he compares himself to Alexander the Great.
Okay.
And he sees himself as a god above men.
Yeah.
And like they acknowledge the flaws of comic book superheroes. Zack Snyder did that really well and portrayed it well. So what I think he tried to do with Justice League was the same thing, which is also a bunch of superheroes in realistic, gritty settings. I'm doing air quotes, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Podcasts are fun. So I feel like he could have done that with Justice League, but he didn't.
But don't you think like the set of movies that came after he left aren't just
remind me
like a bit better?
Can I get
Wonder Woman,
examples?
let's say.
I think Wonder Woman's better than Batman v Superman, but I don't think it's
Did he direct
great.
Batman vs Superman?
No, Zack Snyder. Yeah, he did. No, that was David Ayer, and
I don't know him.
On this one,
he did.
Such a disappointment. I was waiting for Suicide Squad.
No man, they hit Slipknot.
For like a year.
Which, by the way, that was my favorite stupid joke. And speaking, Jared Leto. If anyone's listening, Jared Leto is an asshole.
Why is he
Look up
an ass?
He has a real bad habit of thinking himself as such an amazing performer. He jumped off one of his
He was kind of boring to me, honestly, though.
Actually, he gave his
that personality doesn't have the talent.
I mean, okay, fair enough.
He's a method actor. I mean, he gave his
He has like a band.
castmates.
What are you guys talking about again?
Lead singer of
30 Seconds to Mars. Yeah.
And the problem is this.
Oh yeah.
He has a real bad. He has a real bad habit of using those performances, claiming like I understand. Like he stands in a T pose, like a Jesus pose, in front of like crowds of people.
He thinks like he's Kurt Cobain or something.
Yeah, and so, and this is why I'm relating it to him as Joker. Was he's just like, Okay, what if I was insane and had a lot of knives? Which, by the way, that's my favorite. In Suicide Squad, there's a scene where he's lying down,
sprawling on the floor, and
knives around him. And there's a brilliant person on Reddit who pointed out how stupid and how long it would have taken to set up those knives. It was something like 3 hours or something. Like just
it's David, because David Ayer doesn't understand comic books, and he had a very short amount of time to actually write the script, like 6 months. So I don't.
Really?
Yeah, like in Jared Leto's defense, it was the.
You think it was a bad cast?
No, I don't think so.
I think the cast was bad. I think the writing wasn't...
I mean, Cara Delevingne.
Yeah.
The cast isn't bad, but this like side of the Joker, like every time they change a bit.
What do you mean, they changed the actor?
Like the anarchist, the psychopath.
Yes, like, this take on the Joker, I honestly don't like it.
It's like he wants
like
to...
a punk.
Yeah, he wants to show he's crazy.
A gangster,
Yeah, exactly, there was no fear.
Like, with the anarchist Joker, I'm like, this is someone who will burn down anything to prove a point.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
if you think of his Joker, it's like...
He was just like a clown,
he's
honestly.
gonna, like, I don't know, rape someone while
He has daddy
screaming
issues.
weird words. Like, in his mind, he's trying to relate it to more like an edgy teen, not like someone who has power.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where the fear is gone.
I think his kryptonite is a Xanax pill. Like, just give him a pill and game over, man.
Well, it was a very anemic script, and I think if you're going to watch, like a good animated movie would be Batman: Assault on Arkham, right?
Oh, yeah,
that's like the best Suicide Squad movie you could, possibly.
Any idea when we're gonna release the second one?
I think it's it's actually James Gunn is gonna write and direct
Oh, you mean after he was fired off?
Guardians? Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It was fired off of Guardians?
Yeah, because didn't
The tweets.
the tweets? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Not about Trump, about like he made pedophilic jokes and
Okay. There's another one who was supporting Trump and then they fired him. Something like that.
What are you, seriously?
Right, he's the one
Who do you write? Let me.
who I think let me remember his name. Look up.
Was he a film director?
No.
Oh.
He's the artist. He used to draw the comic books shit.
Of what?
I think Flash maybe or Batman. It's DC for sure though.
Okay.
I need to remember his name. So like he was supporting Trump in the elections, and I think they fired him because of it.
They fired him for supporting him, or did he say something?
He was just supporting him, but
There was a Marvel artist.
Marvel, yeah.
No, wait, for a different reason. He snuck in religious and political symbols into a new X-Men comic.
Oh yeah.
Which one's
But what were the
It was Marvel, not DC.
I don't think so.
anti-Christian, anti-Semitic?
No, if he supported Trump, I'm sure it wasn't anti-Christian.
No, I don't think it
was intentional?
I don't think it was because of Trump. I think it was because he.
I'm 100% sure there's a guy, either with DC or Marvel, who got fired because he supported Trump.
I could be wrong, but I think it's Marvel.
I've watched it. I don't know if you guys know Louder with Crowder.
No, I haven't heard of
I
that.
haven't.
Yeah. No.
Alright.
So they fired this guy just for
Matt
supporting Chung.
Louder with Crowder.
Matt Wagner? No.
Fires after sexual harassment? Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh wow.
Well, just
The Harvey Weinstein domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, circling back to Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Just what did you guys think of Goose the cat?
Oh yeah, he was adorable.
Okay, what?
No.
I want to hear you.
No. I have something to say at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
John? Okay.
Yeah, so like, do you guys remember when he like ate the Tesseract?
Yes, that's what I want.
Usually like a living thing can't just like, like even look at the Tesseract. Usually like it has so much power, and I think...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The very same movie, everyone just picks it up and tosses it around like normal.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was
It was
inside
the
of a
scene-
cube.
It's housed in...
Oh yeah, it's housed.
Safely ensconced within
yes,
like,
yes.
I know what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It doesn't have its casing.
You
yes.
can't touch it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Even in the later movies, all the Avengers, people just pick it up all the time.
Yeah.
This isn't a new thing. The difference is when Loki wields it, he can because he's part demigod.
Yeah,
and he can use
exactly.
it to open shit. Normal people can't. So him eating the Tesseract is actually fine.
And it's not really a cat, it's a flurkin.
Yeah, it's a flurkin, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I will say though, the scene when they're in the hallway and he opens his mouth and attacks the guards, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the joke was kind of overplayed, to be honest, at that point.
Well, at least they did it once. I was worried they were going to do it again, but like, no. And
Yeah.
also, it directly triggered a memory of when Groot does that in
Guardians 2?
Guardians of the Galaxy. He stabs a whole bunch of people in the hallway and
Yeah, you're right.
hits the wall. I'm like, okay, this is a Marvel trope again. It's just the
Yeah.
I'd like to see Rocket Raccoon and the Flurkin, like the cat,
Partners?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing if they did that in Endgame. Yeah.
That's what I want to watch.
By the way, I think think we saw that. We saw something about Rocket in the new trailer for Endgame.
Yeah.
I think we saw him on the shoulder of who again?
It was
it War Machine?
War Machine, yeah. Like an upgraded version of War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also sporting these like...
these new suits.
Yeah, Quantum. I can't say much because I know what's going to happen.
Wait, oh, come on. You've been spoiled?
No, I have somebody... My brother knows somebody who works on the... Yeah. He worked on the set of Infinity War and Endgame, and...
He works on the set?
He worked on the set. I can't reveal much, but...
No, he'll get fired. Let's keep him...
Yeah, let's just... I'm not going to say anything anymore, yeah.
About what I was talking about before we opened this discussion, yes, I was right. So there's this DC cartoonist who...
Oh, that's the article I got.
Yeah, he got fired because he had some... What was it? His name is Rob Rogers.
Okay. That's a Marvel name.
Yeah.
Okay, so he...
Sorry, everyone.
He had some, I think, side project cartoons.
Okay.
Is it on Twitter? I think so.
Yeah, and they were offensive.
Yeah, and people backlashed on it.
Yeah.
It's not offensive. It was supportive to Trump, I think.
Oh, okay. So they're basically controversial.
Yeah. So he got fired afterwards.
Are there examples of it?
I'm trying to look it up.
Same.
From what I remember from where I heard of it, it was on the Louder with Crowder episode. So like, he was talking about how politically correct the industry is becoming.
Yeah.
And he was saying that like the administrative people above him used to like when he used to make, like, let's say trying to make new superheroes, they tried to tell him not to make him, let's say, if he makes a white man that is super powerful,
let's make a black guy just to be inclusive.
Make a black guy, or let's make it a woman. Or why is he so powerful? Let's make him a minority. You know?
Yeah.
So they are trying. He was talking about how they are trying to make it more politically correct, the environment and superheroes, to make everyone inclusive. What do you guys think about that? Force inclusivity.
Force inclusivity. I've been on the end of those discussions a lot. See, okay, this is sort of a separate example, but you get my argument in a second. So a lot of sitcoms, we all know the generic stereotype of a gay black man.
Yeah.
Okay, now hang on.
I'm not gay though.
Hang on. This is talking about how they just show up everywhere. So, knowing how the writer's room works, what happens is the writers have a set of characters that they just have already. A studio executive comes in, let's say the main writer is Kevin, Kevin, we love what you've done, but here's the problem. Our statistics, our numbers say that we need a black character and a gay character. Now, the studio are the ones who I think would be more the villain. They're just saying, we need it because the numbers say it, our statistics say it. So what happens is...
That's tokenism.
Yeah.
So what happens is Kevin is sitting there, he's like, okay, I have to include 2 new characters to a show. Yeah, I have to include... Yeah, sorry, Kevin is not real. Kevin says I have to include 2 new characters that do not exist in this world, and I haven't written anything for them.
True.
So what they do is, almost always, they'll mesh them together and make them a stereotype, because stereotypes are very easy to write.
So it becomes a black and gay.
And then make a black gay character who that's his role. And he's a stereotype. And that's why they show up everywhere. It's because of the forced, quote-unquote, inclusivity.
I don't like that at all.
Now here's the thing. That's the thing I don't like. If someone tells me, when we're making a new show, let's make one of the characters black, I don't mind.
Yes, if it's from the beginning, though.
Yeah. Because
it's not at the end for business
reasons. And you know, here's the important thing. Because it's from the beginning, it actually gives the character away. It's like, okay,
exactly.
Character, let's not make it she's black. Maybe she's Puerto Rican. Let's do something like, oh, what is she like? She hates peas.
Yes.
She's terrified of like the future. Like, you could make so many character tropes from that.
Yeah.
And it's always
crude stereotypes.
than if you just say, make me a character, even though we don't know what we're doing.
True.
You can't just force things where they don't belong. But the argument with forcing inclusivity is the only thing on the other side of that is there's some things where it doesn't matter, especially with video games, for example. A lot of people are complaining about...
It doesn't, or it does?
It doesn't, and I'll say why.
Forced, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay.
Because if you think this happened with Battlefield 5, a lot of people saying, oh, there's women and
everyone was complaining about that.
Game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talking about,
it's not true to the history. That's the issue with it.
And at the same time, no video game should be. We gave up about realism in history the moment we made Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's...
No, the thing is, with Assassin's Creed is when you turn on your console and start the game, there's like this disclaimer that this game is based on historical events, but the characters are fictional or shit like that.
It's based on, but it's not actually.
Where humans were controlled by aliens and they give them an apple.
Yeah.
It's a very historical event.
They take the settings.
Yeah.
And they tell you that this is a disclaimer.
Yeah, they modified them basically. Yeah.
It's based on some settings.
So you're saying, would you have preferred it if they just at least put the disclaimer?
In Battlefield 5, it is World War
II.
Yeah, World War. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a World War II game. There's no disclaimers anywhere, and the issue is that after the backlash happened, they were trying to
Fix it.
No, they're trying to, what's the word?
Justify
it by saying that no, in fact there were women in the World War.
Which, by the way,
Oh wow, so they did the opposite.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no shit, they were. But the issue is, I'm really sure there wasn't any women in this high rank on the battlefield. Like there were women in the medic. There were women.
Yeah, there were women everywhere, but not just like.
I hate to be this guy, but the Russian army is very, very well
The
known.
snipers.
Not just the snipers.
Yeah, you're right.
There were entire tank commanders.
Okay.
Commanders, by the way, who were women.
But I don't think it was that case in America.
Is that really where we're going?
When you enable your team, the allies and the Axis.
I mean, with
yes.
that reasoning, okay. Can I point out a counter argument? No one would have said shit if they kept the automatic.
Yeah, the prosthetic arm.
The prosthetic arms. No one said anything about the
No one would
prosthetic
have
arms.
said shit if they were clear about it, that this is inspired by World War II, but we're gonna make our own thing with it.
I mean, I think it's our fault as gamers to expect realism. That's the kind of.
I mean, they
the
did it
base.
with Battlefield 1, didn't they?
No, in Battlefield 1, they claimed it was realistic, but everyone had automatic machine guns, which weren't invented until after gas-powered guns, which were just starting to be a thing, Lewis gunners. So,
About that,
yeah.
they were prototypes, machine guns, back when the US were.
And every single soldier had a prototype?
No, I'm saying there was a prototype.
Yeah.
Back when the US happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When there were muskets and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there was some machine gun playing somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry, look, can I point out to the audience, the comment he said earlier about it being one side or just different, one team, one nation having female soldiers, so it doesn't apply to everyone, but whereas only one nation at the time of World War I started Lewis gunners, which are only British, the Americans somehow have automatic weapons too. So, I'm just saying, look, I don't think I get your point.
Yeah.
They should be clear that it doesn't have to be a inclusivity thing. I do feel, though, that it's not the responsibility of them. We can't blame everyone else for not warning us. Otherwise, that if those people who are against SJWs were claiming that, you know, they shouldn't be so sensitive, they should accept that this wasn't the case at the time, they should also accept that games don't have to be
I honestly
realistic.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
What?
I get that.
honestly don't give a shit.
If it's realistic or not.
Yeah, they can put a gay
For
man
the listeners,
on Mars
Robin is a
and
gay black man.
none of them
Probably, yeah.
Oh, he's not a man. Got it.
transgender, you never know.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Like I don't give a shit honestly, but I hate the response they made saying that if you don't like it, just don't buy the game. And people.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that was just
people
stupid.
didn't
Yeah.
buy it,
They did the
and
exact
acted
same
like,
thing.
Oh, why
Yeah.
didn't you buy it? And like you fucking told us not to buy it because we don't like the game, you know. Like my issue isn't with having women in video games. I actually don't give a shit.
Which is the right attitude. You shouldn't care.
And yeah, I shouldn't care. And I tend to play with female characters if I have the chance.
I always play with female characters. Not just yeah.
It always does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Overtly sexual female characters. Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
Skyrim, you know.
yeah.
To all the women listening, ignore us.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm really sorry about that.
Oh man, I've been exposed. It was just the first episode, dude.
It's like I like having different people from every background just being represented in general.
Yeah, that's a lot of diversity to the game, you know.
Yeah, like I
it's
get it
fun.
from a
It's fun.
business point of view.
Yeah.
Because, as I said in the introduction, I'm evil capitalist, so I can get the business side of everything. And I get it here, but I don't get the response they made. Like, this is a World War II game. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And it.
Well, we talked about the World War II game realistically having women and stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a separate segue.
About that, you mentioned the Russians.
Oh no.
No. You mentioned the Russians. I read about like there was like a unit of female snipers who killed like I don't know, or I think there's.
There was almost 200 something.
Were they Polish? I think they were like Russian. Oh, they were Russian.
There were Polish sniper divisions who were also women too, but that's not the Russian army.
Yeah,
So
okay.
let's say I forgot her name. This Russian sniper girl killed like 200 Nazis.
Yeah.
Why didn't they pick her as the fucking woman here? Like, you already
Who's a real person? Yeah, that's a good
you
point.
have historical figures that did this job, that would have stayed true to the history, and you put them aside and just created your own American female that has like a
Prosthetic arm.
To be fair,
yeah, and katanas and you know.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
This is a really cheap jab, but it's fucking EA and DICE. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck EA.
They don't. Alright.
Yeah, fuck EA. Yeah, fuck EA.
That's your. That's
I
your
love
fault, man.
it. Like,
Come on, you play FIFA games, dude. Like you support the company still,
I
you know.
BioWare, and they bought it and they fucked it up. So
I know, right?
Yeah, BioWare's dead,
We're
dude.
not gonna
like-
mention Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, we're not gonna mention
Anyway,
Anthem even,
Okay,
you know.
conclusively, let's
sorry,
talk.
everyone.
Okay, let's. Okay, so Francis, what did you think of the Stan Lee cameo in Captain Marvel?
Oh, I think it was adorable, man.
That was cute, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he was actually rehearsing, you know, for his role, like in Mallrats.
Yeah, you mentioned something about that. Yeah.
because
Did you-
the Kevin Smith
did you
movie.
read the-
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah.
like he was actually he had a cameo in the Kevin Smith movie, and you know, he was rehearsing it because Captain Marvel takes place in 1995 and the movie also takes place in 1995, so yeah, it was very meta. So
So
Yeah, that was pretty
That's nice.
interesting. yeah.
Is that his last one though?
no, I think he filmed for Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home,
Yeah.
and I don't know
That
if
was it,
about
though.
I think also
Yeah,
for
but you
Dark
know the-
Phoenix.
Oh, Dark
Did he
Phoenix
pull
as
that
well.
off?
I think
Or
so.
did he like do one day and then they're like, we'll CGI the rest?
Yeah, well, actually, the thing is that they're gonna CGI everything.
Shit, he's dead. Let's make him asleep.
What?
Oh, goddamn. How to disrespect. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
back to the also Captain Marvel. You know what I do appreciate that some movies I don't like is they didn't really ham in the 90s references. They kept it to shots and pointing.
I think, the blockbuster thing that was.
Yeah, but they didn't. But okay, the difference between showing Blockbuster versus someone going like, "Man, you remember these? These were called cassette tapes."
It wasn't shoehorned. It wasn't
Yeah, that was
shoehorned.
pretty. Yeah, exactly.
Tag, there was
Laser
No,
tag?
saying she.
No, I mean that was just.
I actually like that line.
Oh,
Saying
just
she
a
looked
quip.
like she was just for laser
Yeah,
Laser tag, yeah.
I laughed at this.
And the soundtrack, Nirvana.
Yeah,
you
Nirvana.
know.
Yeah, that was like
9 Inch,
Robin's
she was wearing,
highlight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the best scene is the Nirvana scene.
Yeah.
That's
And
the only thing I'm gonna say.
she was also wearing a 9 Inch T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. And what was I gonna say? There's another. Okay, the loading the CD.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
like
God.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That showed how like technologies was pretty, you know, basic
I
back
did
then.
not expect the
You know, that's
plot.
sad.
Why?
Because the best parts of the movie are the side stuff.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Ragnarok. Some of the best moments for me were like the things you don't really notice. Like Thor and the
That's not
fucking
good though.
Valkyrie.
That's not good.
It's not good. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just stating. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying which is bad. I'm like agreeing with you. Yeah,
I
there were
get-
some
I get-
movies where the best
Yeah.
parts were the side scenes.
Yeah, true.
But I was saying in the thing with the Skrulls actually the Skrulls trying to run away from an abusive empire that's justifying its war against them. I actually
Yeah.
Comment on this.
Yeah.
First, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna think they were gonna keep them as the villains because there was something off the whole time.
Oh, so you expected that twist?
I didn't expect that he was coming for. Okay, the moment I had my suspicions, as far as I concerned, yeah, they're the villains, whatever.
Yeah.
The moment I had my suspicions was when he talks about we want to find Dr. Lawson. He doesn't know they're looking for the core of the cube.
Yeah.
But he knows the cube exists, so he's very clearly asking for Lawson because he knows she knows where the people are.
Yeah.
In the scene where she's.
Yeah, when Captain Marvel was captured, you know.
This is when they're in the
They see the
shed.
tag.
Yeah.
They listen to
Oh.
The black box. Yeah.
That
yeah.
was when I was like, okay, he's not a generic villain because there's something off. He's not saying where's the Tesseract. He's saying where's Dr. Lawson. Why would you want the woman, not the power? Because he knows the Tesseract exists. He knows that it's a core. He mentions that later when he's on the ship.
Yeah.
So it means he acknowledges that there's something of greater power, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I did know that once they showed his people, the other Skrulls, I'm like, it's gonna be his fucking wife and a kid. I know it's gonna be that. No one here did not.
They blew it. I mean, I just wanted to see, you know, like, I thought they were setting up Secret Invasion, you know? I was kind of disappointed.
Secret Invasion?
Maybe, yeah. The comic book that I mentioned earlier.
You're right.
Yeah, about the comic books. Did they mention that the Skrulls are the good guys?
They're not the good guys. They're yeah.
I knew them as bad guys from Civil War. I read Civil War. And I'm like, oh right, they're the assholes.
So that's a surprise for you guys.
Yeah. So I'm saying, but that works for people who are exclusively just watch the MCU. I think it works. This is why comparing comics to MCU movies and sometimes DC movies doesn't always work, because they are going with different narratives, and because comics are so vague. There are freaking multiverses.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impossible to compare.
I think it's justified to be different, because having a movie you need to crank everything in like, let's say, 2 hours, and having comic books you can make as much as...
Well, that's why I respect the movies for having their own narrative.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to base it off something great, but having your own narrative works, which is why I remember I had a real big issue with Civil War, because I was telling people, oh, I watched the comic, I can't wait to see what they could try and do with this.
Yeah.
And then you feel like a tiny bit of a letdown. First, like, the main reason why the war starts is very different. For those of you who don't know, it's basically Captain America and Iron Man have like basically two sides of all the heroes in the universe are like, do we want to be regulated or not? Which is a much more compelling story, whereas this was like, oh shit, my mentally controlled best friend killed my friend's parents. And that was just a bit of a fluke to me. And especially reading the comic to seeing what it was supposed to be like. But then again, I looked back at that seeing, this is my fault for comparing to something they cannot do. They cannot put 2,000 characters into a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
No, I know.
It's like an impossible job, to crank everything in 1 hour, in 2 hours, let's say.
Well,
You can keep up with it,
Well, they are getting the rights to the Fantastic Four and X-Men, and maybe we'll get to see Civil War 2, with because Captain Marvel versus Iron Man.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, well, circling back to the point where you guys were talking about how they condensed all these comics into movies.
Yeah. So
it would be fun how we're gonna see Endgame, how they're gonna condense 11 years of Marvel movies into this one culminating point. So it might be 3 hours. I don't know how. Was it gonna be 3 hours?
I think it's
per chance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can I say, of all the movies, we were talking about formula, the only Marvel movie that was actually I actually want to know what happens was Infinity War, because now I know there are stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you know who dies, there are actual stakes. I'm like, okay, they're fighting someone who actually is something they cannot stop. Because every other movie, I know they're going to win. I know they are.
True, that's so true.
Yeah.
When I go to any superhero movie, I know the ending. All right.
So when you watch Infinity War, you're like, wait, now I care. And not because you get emotional. Well, it depends. Yeah. Personally, I know you're probably the same way. We're not emotional about who dies, but we do care if it's a character I like. I like Loki. I think he's interesting. He's more complex than the rest. He has an actual challenge he wants to do what's best for him, and that tends to be either with the good or the bad guys, and that works.
He's better than Joker at being a Joker.
Yes, I agree.
You mean Jared Leto's Joker?
No. Like Loki.
He cares more about destabilizing things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's perfect.
Joker.
So, and to me, that's why I think he was brilliant. So him dying actually made me upset. I was like, but I like this character.
He's getting his own. He's getting his own, live action series on the Disney streaming, service.
Oh, a series.
Yeah.
Not just a movie. A series.
It could be it could be a prequel.
Animated?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Please no. I'm tired.
Alright, so you guys have any idea about the reviews on the movie?
Well, I think it has an 80%.
I think it was review bombed.
Rotten Tomato. Oh, I'm gonna give that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the rating of the movie.
It has 64%.
Okay.
IGN has an 8.3.
Yeah.
And Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know if you guys have heard.
What, 81?
The shit that happened there. So, they have, at the moment, last time I checked, they have 62%.
Yeah.
Alright, so it was actually way lower than that. It was 25, maybe?
Okay, I don't know about that.
You mean the audience score?
Yeah, audience score is pretty low,
I liked it.
Yeah, not the critics score.
Then, out of nowhere, 50,000 plus reviews just
popped out of nowhere. Oh.
And then and now their review score is 62 something, and they blamed it on a bug. I kid you not, they blamed it on a bug.
But that's an actual thing?
They removed 50,000 bad reviews for some reason. All of them are bad, and it's because of a bug.
Yeah.
Great bug. I want it.
Now, I'm sure you're smart enough to know that it's because of the review bombing. We're not gonna. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie, but we're not gonna chalk it up to
what? It's a bad movie. I don't like it honestly, and I get the 25 score. Let's say plus 25. I don't think it's a 62. Honestly.
I think it's just average.
Yeah, I think it's average,
I don't know
exactly,
where
yeah.
you get like that
I
far
think
down.
Do you think Disney paid Rotten Tomatoes to remove the...
Okay,
I don't think so.
Can I predict
No.
what I think? Can I just guess? I feel like Disney was like, we're getting review
But
bombs.
something happened. It's not a bug.
No, we no, okay,
we agree on that.
everyone here can agree it's not a
We're
bug.
not-
No, I don't think
no,
it's a
not a
bug,
bug, yeah.
50,000
No.
Bad
Yeah.
reviews.
They regulated,
I have
yeah,
a theory of what happened because no one can really find what the reviews say because they were moved.
Yeah.
And I think I know what happened.
It's trolls. They said
Yeah.
it were trolls. So they removed-
Which do you really don't think they are? I know for a fact they are because
not
I
all
was
of them.
following the Reddit discussions about this. A
Yeah.
lot of people were like, "I'm gonna go write this. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go bring it down. Let's what's it called?
So
Let's
it's like
take
an
out down these."
orchestrated attack on the movie for no
Which
reason.
is not that uncanny because they've done this before. They
Yeah,
tried to do it with Wonder Woman. They tried to do it with
Yeah, I agree,
what was
I
the
agree,
other
I
female
agree.
Power Man movie? So my
I
theory
agree,
is what
I
happened.
agree.
This is what I think happened. Disney, the fucking biggest media thing in the world for so far, was like, hey, Rotten Tomatoes. We noticed there are a lot of.
Do me a favor, man.
I think what they told them is enforce your policy on troll reviews, which is a thing. You're not allowed to post facetious or what's it
Okay.
called? You
What-
have to have
What
consistent.
qualifies a comment as a troll comment?
If it's just like a hate
Well, the movie
comment,
hasn't
you know?
come out yet, so how, you
A
know?
really good point
I
is
would, like-
people reviewing before it came out. That was an
Okay.
issue.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That, by the
You can
way,
remove
that
that.
is one of the review standards. You can't review
Okay.
something that hasn't come out yet,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
just common sense. Second,
But do you think all of the 50,000...
no, I'm getting to that.
I think they just bulkily removed everything bad.
Bear with me. I feel like also scaling up, another factor to remove, is inciting hate or violence. Again,
Yeah.
this is not a surprise to anyone because this has happened before. This happened with Black Panther too, by the way. They removed a lot of white supremacist reviews from different reviews,
Okay.
but it was a lot more subtle. It was only like 200.
Yeah.
So this is not unheard of.
Okay.
The last thing is if they do not talk about the film itself. You cannot put a review
So
on
like
something
they put like let's say a low score and they talk about something else.
which can happen.
Okay.
Because sometimes the bots for filtering will just...
Bots, exactly.
But okay, that's what I'm saying. So the bots will filter just, does it have a body of text? Yes. Does it have a score? Yes. Bam. It goes on. And then those are like... What I think will happen is they told them, look, anything that isn't an actual review... By the way, they allowed critic reviews to give it negative scores. So, and you'd think a critic would be more impact than just a random user. So that's why I think it really was damage control on an attack, not just everyone saying this movie's bad and we need to keep going. Which, by the way, for the attack, it was the second highest grossing film of the year, so 400 million. So I feel like they had no loss if they left the reviews.
But I think it would have been a big deal if one of the main movies before Endgame had like 25 score.
Well, they still would have released Endgame. Can I bring up an example of a terrible Iron Man 3? Iron Man 3 did really poorly.
But
What are you talking about? It made a $1 billion.
Sorry,
Okay.
it was reviewed poorly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it got like 50s or 60s.
I
Yeah.
don't remember it was that bad. Though.
No, it was actually a 70. Like I think
Yeah, I
Iron
think it
Man
was like
2
a
was
70. Yeah.
What?
Something.
Iron Man 2 is terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah.
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 Captain Marvel is the worst
Marvel movie.
Marvel movie.
No, I think Thor: The Dark World is
I don't like the first Thor either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty normal.
Can I say what?
Another. Let's agree on something else.
Sure.
Since people say that DC, like Marvel, is superior to DC when it comes to movies.
It depends what you're comparing.
Okay. That's what people say, you know.
okay.
People.
Can we agree on? Can we agree that
What?
this is worse than a lot of DC movies?
No, I don't.
it wasn't.
No.
I don't
It's
think
not
so.
worse than Catwoman.
Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so old. No, what was it? Was it Marvel?
It was 2003. It was Marvel. No, but
Oh, it was Marvel.
the director's cut is really good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the director's
Sorry
cut.
everyone,
Yeah.
I proved I'm an idiot by thinking Daredevil was DC. Oh, I didn't like, what was this, I didn't like Green Arrow or Flash though either.
I don't like these heroes too. Honestly, not the.
Oh, so you just don't like anything. Can I say he had to the audience, he had a build-up of just like, do you think it's the worst DC movie? He's like, oh, I also don't like DC heroes.
I like movies. I like DC. I like some.
I mean, I would rather watch Captain America again versus watching, for example, oh come on, Suicide Squad. Because to me, like, at least there are moments I actually can take seriously. Suicide Squad is a movie you should watch if you just want to goof off and laugh.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're probably high.
Suicide Squad, I was waiting for it so badly that I had super high expectations.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I remember your reactions.
Like, oh my god, what they did.
Yeah, he was cringing the entire time. Like, he was so
I
hyped
wanted
for
to
it.
gouge my eyes out.
Oh, wow, was that?
Yeah.
You know what was
She was dancing the entire time, you know? Yeah.
I appreciate Margot Robbie. I think she was okay.
She's easy on the eyes, yeah.
I think she was okay.
Yeah.
I think
It's really easy on the eyes.
okay. Was she eye candy for 15-year-old boys? Yes. Was she still decent? I think so. Personally.
How old are you, pal?
How old do you think I am? Oh, I'll give you a hint. I was born the same year Captain Marvel takes place.
Oh, yeah, 1995.
Yeah.
9
Yeah, so like 23, 24.
21.
So it's 23?
Yeah, I'm 20.
23.
Nice. Alright.
Okay,
Yeah.
so should people see
No.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I recommend it.
They should
I recommend
for
it.
Endgame.
Okay.
They should for Endgame.
It's a great primer for Endgame.
Yeah. And I think anyone
just
can
a
watch the
post-credit
movie,
scene.
honestly, because
Yeah.
it's like a nice popcorn movie. I mean, anyone can enjoy it, you know.
I wouldn't watch
Yeah.
it even if it's on TV and for free.
Okay. Can we say, I think you'd agree, if someone already likes Marvel movies, would they enjoy this? 'Cause
I think that because it ties up loose ends, you know, like
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
The thing is that I've seen reviews online and a lot of people like Marvel movies and they were disappointed, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know if every Marvel movie would like the movie. I think a lot of recent Marvel movies were way better.
like what?
Any recent Marvel movie is better than this one.
I don't know, like Doctor Strange. I don't know.
Strange.
No, Doctor Strange was so generic. It had
Oh,
this-
come on. No,
I
no.
even like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he liked it, you know. Yeah.
Let me-
Thank you. Yeah, it's
Doctor Strange had better writing, but overall, I don't think it worked for me.
But there was
and it has Benedict Cumberbatch.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
Benedict
well,
Yeah,
Cumberbatch.
I'm a Benedict is that Cumberbatch?
No.
Cumberbatch?
I wanted the character journey for Captain Marvel. I didn't get it. That's my issue with the movie. I wanted it to be more like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, where she started as like this small little kid and then she ends up.
Train more.
Yeah.
No, she had the same thing of like,
Yeah.
I just want to be the purveyor of justice. She has the exact same plot.
You know what I would have liked it?
What?
If it was added? Maybe like some romance story she had with someone in high school or shit like that.
Who?
Who, Captain Marvel? Just to make her seem a little more human?
Okay,
Shit,
if you
I didn't get any.
You were talking about feminist agenda. I think the whole forced romance is really stupid.
Not forced romance.
Yeah, if it's forced.
It just gets you more attached to the character. My issue with the movie
more
is...
more backstory, yes.
Yeah.
More her
Can I
past
tell you
life.
something?
Sure.
If she died in front of me, like after 10 minutes of the movie, I wouldn't give a shit. And at the end, I wouldn't
Okay,
give a shit.
I can see that because there's no character.
There's no character. She's like a fucking plank. Nothing. There's nothing.
Well, I blame the scriptwriters. You know, not
Casting.
yeah.
Okay.
We talked about this. She was great with emotions.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to raise that point.
I'm gonna name some people that...
And the intimate scenes between her and her friend, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had good synergy.
Yeah.
When she's not doing the superhero bit, she's good. When she's not Captain Marvel,
She doesn't fit the superhero role.
She will grow into it. Trust me, she will grow into it.
Let's say they switched Maria with her. If Maria...
remind me who's Maria.
she's her friend,
She's yeah.
the African American. Yeah.
Yeah, if she played Captain Marvel and...
Oh, now we introduced a whole another problem of
Yeah.
a black woman.
Yeah, actually, you know, her daughter is gonna
I
be.
don't care.
Yeah.
Imagine you were saying it
She
was
was alive. I want superhero that was alive, you know?
Look, I'm saying
Blank, she sounds like a scientist.
Okay, enough about Brie Larson. Can we just agree that Nick Fury is the heart and soul of the movie?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
fine.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, you also have Ben Mendelsohn. Like, he was really good.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
very
like,
charismatic. Yeah.
I mean, he like raised the movie for me, you know, because he made you like think the Skrulls were the bad guys at first, and then he had this really cool character at the end. You know, when they had this little gathering in Maria's house, it was really nice and
I'm
homey.
a bit disappointed with Jude Law.
Jude, yeah,
Yeah, he's pretty much playing Jude Law with just green contact lenses.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
yeah. Actually, that's a perfect
Yeah.
description.
He reminds me of it's a really terrible movie. I'm probably gonna get hate for this. Do you know Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow?
Oh God, no.
That's a long ass name.
No, it's a
No, I don't
really
know it.
cool. It's actually it has a cult following.
I know it has a cult
Yeah.
following.
Yeah, it does,
Please
yeah.
rewatch
I've
it.
never heard of it.
I'm gonna watch it.
He plays like this Air Force pilot, some generic Air Force pilot. I'd say watch that, and you'll see it's the same. He just plays this like, I am a leader. I know what's good for you,
Yeah,
and he
I'm
just
soft.
like,
I beat my
use
guy.
your fears, or whatever he calls it.
Yeah.
Veers.
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 Yeah.
And like, you should control it. You have to fight me. By the way, everyone knew she was gonna. Focus on
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Which again, it's a Marvel moment. They're gonna do it. Who cares? I can't argue with that.
That
They're
was a
just
good
gonna do it.
moment, though. Like,
I
Yeah, she did it twice, by the
I
way.
thought you would have hated that bit.
No, like if you want to make her overpowered, just go with it. You know?
Well, isn't this the first Marvel movie where the protagonist doesn't have a love interest? You know?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, it isn't because what's? Oh god damn it, his name.
Who?
I mean, you could argue Rocket, but that's stupid.
Oh, come on,
Like,
dude. I
It's
mean,
an ensemble. It's an ensemble. You
Yeah.
know, cast.
It's
Guardians-
an antagonist movie that doesn't have a love interest.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
about it. Like Thor has, you know, Jane Foster.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Star-Lord
yeah.
has Gamora.
Gamora. Iron Man has Pepper Potts.
Yeah, exactly.
Doctor Strange has, you know,
I actually forgot.
Rachel McAdams. What's her?
She was such a psych. Who fucking? I'm
Yeah,
so
I
She was
forgot
totally
her.
nerfed in the
nurse.
Yeah, the night in the
she was a
comics it's the
nurse?
night nurse, right?
That's her name.
In the comics, I think.
The night nurse.
Please don't quote me.
Shift, boys.
Please don't quote me on this. I'm not entirely sure.
Who else?
Let me think.
Nick Fury doesn't. He doesn't have his own movie. I know.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
so.
Loki doesn't. Surprisingly.
Well, he's
you're
more
right.
of an anti-hero, so
Yeah.
he's like second fiddle.
I mean, you could be a protagonist and be an anti-hero.
Sure, like
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, Deadpool, exactly.
Deadpool, yeah. But he has.
He has a
Vanessa.
love interest,
Yeah, he
yeah.
has Vanessa.
Oh no, I was talking about the anti-hero bit.
Okay.
Love interest bit. Damn it, you're right. She is the only one. Maybe she gets one. Maybe she's with Thor.
Maybe they could
wow,
make
that's-
love in a maelstrom of energy.
Can I say, I'm going to be a dork about this, but I would like them together because they're powerful enough that it would be really interesting relationship.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Thor with Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson's character.
Really? She's
Yeah.
so fun. We get it. She's a drinker. She's seen war.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she was kind of boring,
She
honestly. Yeah.
plays like the generic girl who goes like, I'm not like the other girls. I drink. I eat pizza.
Yeah, I cut myself.
It just made me... You cut my... Is that a thing?
Like if she's trying to be the rebel, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
She might just
Yeah.
I don't think cutting yourself is a rebellious task.
Well, I think she has more gravitas than Brie Larson. That's
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, I guess.
true. Alright, can I say something?
Sure.
yeah.
I'm gonna name some people who would have done the job in a better way.
You think?
Sure, hit it.
Emily Blunt.
No.
No.
Sorry.
I actually like to see Brie Larson as Sue Storm.
Sue
I
Storm.
think she would pull
I
it
guess.
She could,
Yeah.
She could pull it off.
I can see that.
Could she be a superhero?
Actually, she was supposed to be Black Widow. She was Black Widow, but because of scheduling conflicts.
Okay,
Yeah.
Black Widow, I guess she could pull it off.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's a Captain Marvel.
Don't you think that Black Widow should have gotten her own?
She's gonna get her own.
She is getting her own.
standalone.
Captain Marvel. Like that's my issue with Captain Marvel. Like you have all the set of superheroes that everyone
Natasha-
knows and loves, and then this bitch comes out of nowhere.
Well, they did the same with fucking Hawkeye, but I don't want to see his own movie.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I think
same.
They deserve their own movies before.
Hawkeye?
No. I'm talking about Black Widow.
Oh, sorry. I think she is an actually interesting I want to know what it was like for her to grow up being an assassin and the whole betrayal thing. That, to me,
Yeah.
is a brilliant setting for a solo movie. But who are we talking about? Roles for Captain Marvel? I don't know who else could play
Well,
her.
there's a comic run by
No.
No.
She doesn't have the charisma.
Alan.
What?
Natalie Dormer.
No, I don't
Natalie
think she
Portman?
that would fit.
Dormer, the fucking bitch from
the
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
no.
She doesn't
No.
have... You were talking about Brie Larson
Caitlyn
being a
Wen-
plank. This is a woman who just knows how to look good on screen, that's it. She can't...
Okay. What about that
Caitlyn who?
That Viking bitch from Vikings?
What's the character?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I haven't watched Vikings.
Well, there's a comic run by it's based the Captain Marvel movie is based on it. It's the comic run by Kelly Sue DeConnick. Yeah, and I think she is Captain Marvel in the comics. She is an interesting character. She's very multidimensional, and I think we just have to wait for the sequel. Maybe in Endgame, she'll take us
That's
by
what I was gonna say. I feel like
surprise.
this has been a
Yeah.
shaky start, but I think they can pull it off in. I think they can pull off in Endgame. Again, I really am.
They should,
Okay, maybe this is stupid, but I'm really banking it on the whole different directors, different writers.
I have faith in the Russo
That makes
brothers.
such a difference. We've seen
Yeah.
characters. We've seen Sam Jackson in films we don't like.
Fair enough.
Like or like okay, for example, I love Denzel Washington. But if you
Yeah, Denzel's pretty cool.
He held
You kind of look like him anyway.
Thanks, I guess.
Like a younger version of Denzel.
Yeah.
They can save her character if she gets bitch slapped by.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would like it
I
to
want
see
to
her
get
real.
beat up.
All I'm gonna say is that her power
No.
comes from the Tesseract.
I was just
Yeah.
making the joke. No, to see her realize that she's not just this
Yes.
untouchable.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see her as a
Which, by the way, they did the same thing with Thor, and it really worked.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
right.
feel like that's a good character.
They need to tone her down, you know?
Yeah.
She will be, trust me, in Endgame, her power comes from the Tesseract, right? And you know that they...
Did he just absorb her power away?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait, no, wait.
I don't want to...
Spoiler.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
just wait till Endgame.
Thanos
Trust-
absorbed all of her into the Tesseract, and she becomes a new stone, and he destroyed everything.
Wow.
Well, remember, remember...
Good ending if they all die and he wins.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would love to see something different once in a while. Like,
Well,
bad
Infinity...
guy,
Yeah.
Goats winning. I don't think he's a bad guy, by the way. I think he's like this godly figure, the just one. He's not good, he's not bad.
He's a very polarizing figure.
Can
Yeah.
I say, someone pointed that out. The only time where I feel like they lost that sense of character is when he, for no reason, fucking mutilated the dwarf. And killed them all. That didn't make any sense. Like, before then, I'm like, he actually has some good points. I can see why he thinks this is right. But then he mutilates and kills a bunch of dwarven smiths.
Yeah, you're right.
That was their way of saying, like, oh shit, the bad guy makes sense. We have to give him an evil move. So they did.
Do you
Yeah.
think they just added that just
Post.
Yeah, they added the scene or just for you to know
Like,
that he's a
hate
villain.
him.
Yeah,
I mean, when you hate him...
I don't look at him as a villain, to be honest.
I think people... okay. I mean, I don't... The only reason why...
Really?
he's
You
a
don't?
villain-
I think like he's a god. He's god.
Cosmic genocide? Come on.
I think he's got the idea, but he has the bad methods. He has
Yeah.
the wrong methods to do
He's a
things.
mad titan.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel
Yeah.
like what he wants
Yeah,
to do...
you're right, you're right.
What he wants to do isn't so stupid. What he
Yeah.
does is stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
From a logical, like you can understand the.
He took,
You can understand his motivations, but
Not his-
yeah.
Someone said, okay, let's start with the problem. There's overpopulation and overconsumption.
All right,
How do we make the universe survive? His solution
kill,
to
yeah.
that was to just kill everyone with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yep.
You could replicate everything, right? So, like, you get like his logic of having the powers of a literal god.
He wants to be god.
He wants to be God, but in the
scratch the old
stupidest
version.
way possible.
He wants to scratch the old version and make his own.
But then I'd suggest removing more population and letting the world respread again. But instead, he's like, I'll just give half the people.
He's cleansing the.
It's like you
Yeah.
have two kids.
Scum.
It's like you have two kids, and suddenly you get the power to kill one of them. But you're just like, okay, you have two kids in your house.
Yeah.
You can't feed both of them at your work. But now he has the power to either get a better job and feed both, or kill one of them to stay the same. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, I have the power of a god. I'm just gonna wipe out half the people instead of just making double resources.
True.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does
Another
make
argument
sense.
was with someone pointed out a really good reason why he did it, which I think is a better character arc, is about the reveal of possibility of Galactus.
Yes, I
Yeah.
read that theory,
And that theory makes
online.
more
Yeah.
sense. If he cut out half the population of everything, it makes more sense to prevent Galactus being interested in our galaxy,
Yeah, devouring the.
to devour all the bioenergy.
Yeah.
If they introduce that hint, if he said there's a great if there was a tiny line of him going like, you know, it's like there are not enough mouths
Wouldn't
to
that
feed
make
everyone,
sense,
and a
though?
greater mouth is coming. That would make more sense. That would be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's actually making us less of a target. He's saving the entire universe, not just there's too many things we can't feed everyone.
But I think that's unlikely because Galactus is owned by 20th Century Fox. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's a.
they've given things before.
Maybe. No, not
like
yet.
how you
I
say
mean,
maybe.
No, wait,
maybe.
20th No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No, that was recent. It was because maybe in
The
a
rights to
possible,
Wolverine
you know.
or something. Also, then they get the rights to Wolverine.
Yeah, the X-Men and Fantastic Four. But I think that
That first dick.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh God,
Did anyone
that.
watch that, please? Just quickly.
I haven't.
I haven't.
That's
I had someone like really disappointed. He wasn't excited, but
Yeah.
that should tell you. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so what else? Like,
I want to talk about the behind the stage things.
Behind the stage
Yeah.
you mean behind the scenes? Yeah.
Be-
with Brie.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I don't like her, other than her performance, is her shitty personality outside.
Yeah.
You guys have watched her interview with
Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I watched
and
that
also the
today.
Wired interview as well. Like she was very. I don't know if you've seen that,
It was
John.
condescending
Yeah.
towards the interviewers.
bitch. Like, she started blaming bad reviews on old movies because of white man. and shit like that. I'm like, come on.
I mean, she's
that's
white.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like...
Yeah, you're right.
She's like 60%. She started bringing out facts. Like
about how many...
66% of reviewers are white men and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And people are not represented equally. Like, no one is forcing them not to review. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say, by the way,
majority is white. Okay,
I'd like to make this comment. Anyone could be a critic. Almost.
Like, no one is forcing you. No one is blocking IMDb from your.
If you are a non-white, binary, whatever, you can just go review. There is nothing preventing you from doing that. Being a critic just takes a bit of credibility in journalism or media, but that's all.
You can give your opinion anywhere. You have the internet.
Although we talked about this, Alan and I talked about this earlier outside the studio. We said, I mentioned the quote she mentioned, and there's something I disagree with, which she kind of fundamentally doesn't get. She mentioned that I don't care, this is a quote, I'm paraphrasing, I don't care what a white 40-year-old male has to say about A Wrinkle in Time. I care about a black woman or a bisexual... Sorry, I know. I'll get to that.
Yeah.
It's because what a black woman or a bisexual woman gets from the movie, I want to hear what they think. So she's clarifying that she just wants to hear the opinions of them, even though a lot of them also didn't like the movie. So, but I do want to point out, a fundamental point I don't like was she said who it's for. And I talked to Anna about this. I said, the moment you start dividing films by saying who it's for, you are creating division.
Yeah.
You are now making it a problem. It wasn't a problem, now you are. Now you're making it clear, like, wait, we shouldn't get to say anything about a movie because it's not directed for the audience. Then who is it?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Like, one of her points is A Wrinkle in Time. Okay, it got bad reviews because the majority were white men.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen the interview, so I'm taking that.
Yeah, so she said that. And if you go look at Black Panther, it got great reviews, and it's literally like if
overhyped. I'm sorry.
yeah, maybe, but
Yeah.
that's not the point. Like, if the issue here is racism and being white, I think Black Panther should have bombed hard because it's an all-black cast.
Well, here's the funny thing: the reverse thing of what she said actually did happen. So, okay,
like, I don't get the it's double standards, you know?
Yeah, no. She said, okay, the argument is saying the movie is for these women of color and stuff, which is not. I don't think movies are for an audience. You can target it. I said this out. Yeah, that's true. I said you can target things by saying this is for someone who's been betrayed, or you want revenge, or feeling power. If you want to say that. That doesn't work. And what I said to Alan is, you reach a critical point, for example, what you were talking about, which is in Black Panther, the opposite happened. Controversy was faked in the same vein. So there's this famous Twitter photo, if you guys look this up, that there was a man, a white man, and Black Panther, a white man and a white woman in separate differences. He made a fake bloody nose tissue and claimed he was attacked outside a theater showing Black Panther, saying that these group of black youths came and beat him up and said, this is our famous. He said, this is our movie, you shouldn't come to this. Now he made up that story.
Okay.
And it was confirmed made up because obviously.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Jussie Smollett thing that happened.
Also used ketchup on his
ketchup.
Anyway, and another woman said the same thing. They tried to claim that they were trying to make it their movie. Now here's the thing. No one did. But then, with Bree saying it's a movie for particular groups, she's confirming what they want. They want people to say this movie is for black or for non-binary, because then you're dividing people. She's doing the opposite of what she intended by dividing.
It's like saying that punk music and rock music is for teenagers or rebels. You know what I'm saying? That's not the point. Like, the point of art and forms of art, like movies or music, it's for everyone.
It should be for anyone.
Yeah, true. So your example reminds me, and Francis mentioned that, of the Jussie Smollett thing.
Yeah, inciting hate crime.
Yeah.
By the way,
can I just say
fucking hard, like.
What a stupid way to do it.
What a
he paid them $4,000.
No, I think it was $3,000
each.
Yeah, each.
Yeah.
$360,000.
What? I thought it was 360.
No.
360.
3,000. Yeah, I was gonna say 360,000. They wouldn't have said anything.
I would have paid it for the money.
Yeah. Anyway.
And he picked black people to do it, and
no, they're Mexican.
They actually they're Nigerians.
Yeah,
they're Nigerians. Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
And they worked on Empire, I guess, or like
they were actually extras.
Extras.
Yeah.
That's a swear, by the way.
Yeah, we are.
He's back on set.
Yeah.
I thought they canceled the show. They were going to cancel Empire because of.
Did they appeal or something? He's like, I'm sorry. hey, here's a charity money.
He's sorry. I don't give a shit about this sorrow ass.
I think that Brie should just mince her words and like what media training. Just go through media training instead of
yeah. You're right.
Look, in the end, all this about Brie and her dumb comments, whatever. There are plenty of misinformed comments. There are plenty of actors who I think are idiots, or I think I don't like, or have terrible personalities. Yeah. But it shouldn't affect my review of the movie. And I know you took that into account. I don't think you just ran in.
No. I just said it, like, I didn't know about these interviews until, like, after I watched, and I gave my bad review beforehand.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just clearing this for the audience. Because they don't know that. They don't know the...
Alright. So, I've heard her retarded comments.
Oh, jeez.
Right after I already said that the movie is bad.
Okay.
So that didn't affect it. But it affected my look on the actress.
Okay, you just hate Marvel movies.
I don't hate...
No, I mean,
No. I like some good movies. Like Doctor Strange, I like Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I like some Marvel movies, but I prefer DC. Let's put it that.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Sure. Whatever you say.
I like how we've actually boiled down our opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you, John, you don't like to do this, but how much would you rate Captain Marvel?
Okay, for what he's referencing, I don't believe in numeric values to represent a complex opinion.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Give it a number. Score.
Yeah, just like over 10. Yeah.
If we're keeping in mind... Okay, removing the possibility of it being better in Endgame.
No, yeah.
I know what I'm saying. Like, removing that.
Yes.
I'd say it's like a 6.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a 6. Like, okay, we disagree, but that's okay. I think it's okay. It's like every Marvel movie for me. It's the same.
Passable.
Yeah, it's passable. It's alright.
I'd give it a 6 over 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 too.
I'd give it a 5.
Wait, wasn't it a 2, dude? Like...
It was a 4.
Oh, it was a 4.
Yeah, and I gave it a 5 now.
Why'd you give it a 5?
It's thanks to you, John. You've changed his perspective.
Your 90s argument changed some perspective, and...
Yeah.
I don't know, man, like...
We're gonna convert you to the Marvel side, like, just bit by bit.
I don't want him to be on the Marvel side. I need someone with me on this, like, not everything is sided.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, one of the strange things is, after watching Aquaman, it's like a 3 hours movie.
No, it was
like 2 hours and like 30 minutes or something like that, yeah.
It was longer than...
It was longer. I think that Captain Marvel is actually the shortest Marvel. Is it the shortest?
No, I think it was Thor, the first Thor movie.
Thor was like a generic 1:15,
the 150 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, after watching Aquaman, like, how can I put it? Like,
it opened your eyes on how, like, DC has potential to, like, grow, like, have better movies or something.
I've seen good change. And Aquaman...
Who did Aquaman? Who directed?
James Wan. The
guy, Khal Drogo.
No. Oh, you mean the director?
Who directed?
Oh, he actually directed the 2 Conjuring movies and Insidious and the first song. Yeah.
No, I've been surprised before. Alright.
And they're actually doing a spin-off, actually, The Trench. It's a horror movie. It's going to be based in the same, like, it's going to be set in the same universe.
People? Mer people?
Yeah.
Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I was like, it got, like the visual effects were really groovy, and it got snubbed at the Academy Awards,
What do you mean snubbed?
Aquaman?
Yeah.
Snubbed implies that it was stolen from it. I don't know if that...
I mean...
What do you mean by snubbed?
Like, it wasn't even, like, considered, Like,
what?
It was totally,
Didn't Black Panther win Best Picture?
No,
it was nominated for, it was,
The
Spider-Verse.
year before. What awards did
it was nominated. It didn't win any.
Do you think it should have been nominated at least?
Black Panther?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But because of,
Actually, the last scene of Black Panther was like a CG mess.
Yeah, the third act of the movie,
Yeah, the third act,
and look,
CGI battles.
Yeah.
Why is it?
They were great in Aquaman, though.
Yeah, they were.
I haven't
That's
seen Aquaman, so
Yeah, you really have to go and watch. Yeah, we all recommend it to you. Yeah.
We'll have a movie night, John.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
For those who are unaware, no.
I don't even know what that means. Translation.
It's
It means
down.
yes.
Yeah, like he's down
okay.
for that. Yeah.
It means I agree, fellow brethren.
Do you know how
I
much
concur.
the budget was for Captain Marvel?
It was, I think, 175. 175. 152.
Pretty small.
Yeah.
If you put it into perspective with other movies,
Isn't it normally
Okay.
Infinity War has like a 400 million budget.
okay. So I think Ant-Man was the lowest budget.
Ant-Man?
No.
No.
Seriously?
No, I don't think
thought
so.
it had like a really impressive CGI, you know? You know how he got small and everything.
Can I just geek out a bit?
Yeah.
For those of you unaware, the Russo brothers had worked on Community, which is a great TV series, which I love.
And Arrested Development as well.
Arrested Development.
Yeah.
The one with
Dan Harmon.
the lover guy.
What?
Yeah.
Jeff.
Community.
He was on E. He hosted the suit.
Yeah. What the fuck is his real name?
Oh, he was also on the X-Files. Joel McHale. Yes.
Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Danny
About
Pudi.
Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover. He was also in Spider-Man: Homecoming as well. He played. He actually
He was also in the Spider-Verse, wasn't he?
I don't-
In one of the, I think the music video, wasn't he?
I don't.
Into the Spider-Man? No,
No.
he was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
He was
He's one.
He was the uncle of
Oh, yes.
Miles Morales, by the way, in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
He plays Aaron.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I meant.
It was alluded to.
So I'm just trying to see what awards Black Panther won. I was gonna say the score for Black Panther was done by the guy who did the score of Community.
I think it's best production design. And Infinity War was nominated for best visual effects, but First Man actually took the
Oh.
took that award.
Say is if we put into comparison the budgets, let's compare like Thor Ragnarok and Captain Marvel.
Oh, Thor Ragnarok had a huge budget, didn't it?
No.
Really?
That's my point. No, it had 180. There's like 30 million difference.
Wait, Thor? Wait, Thor has a...
Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
It had
30 million.
180 million.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel had 152. I didn't see anything worth 152, honestly.
On Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I didn't see this huge production shit, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I thought the visual effects were seamless, you know?
huge
Yeah.
visual effects.
Especially when she goes binary,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, that was amazing.
But
Yeah.
if you put it into
The entire
perspective with Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok didn't. It just had colors. No,
It looked like a Jack...
That sounds stupid, but it really is just like I didn't see that in Guardians. Well, no, I did actually. What was the movie I didn't? Oh, like the other Thor movies didn't have that though.
The original one?
No, like Dark World had like a generic black and
Yeah, exactly.
machine.
Colors.
What?
Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a dark color palette.
Like, Thor Ragnarok was just like, here's Jeff. By the way, Jeff Goldblum probably costs a lot. But like, just have,
That's just half the budget.
look, they had like these shitty plastic props. Everyone was like made of weird plastic. That's so cheap to do on Thor Ragnarok, but it looks more spectacular because they spread it out. And everything's made of junk. Whereas the whole Kree civilizations, the buildings, the amount of what do you call it?
They CGI.
Well, I would have loved to see more of Hala, you know, like in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was...
You know, like the home world.
Yeah, it looked pretty impressive. Yeah, also.
Even like Stellaris, if you've played that, by the way, or any.
Isn't that on Steam?
Yeah, it is on Steam,
I
yeah.
wanted to buy it for like a year.
It's worth it, by the way. Go.
Science?
It's worth it. Yeah, how much does it cost again?
It's like $20.
$20.
For everyone here, we're 15.
Exactly.
15.
Yeah.
But that's, to my point, it looks like any generic spacefaring civilization. Okay, Mass Effect, we're talking about that. Any generic spacefaring civilization homeworld.
I love Mass
yeah, they have weird shapes and it's the supreme intelligence, which is a unique leader concept, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you pay attention to Ronan's face at the end?
Yeah, I mean, he was younger at the time. He was like, you know, he was green as grass.
He was shortchanged, you know, like it was like what he had 3 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
You know.
It's been obvious. I don't know what your argument is.
It's not good. You know what I'm saying?
What?
It's the same in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like so obvious that like we slap green poly paint on everything.
He was a Kree fanatic, right? And
Yeah, in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, that's why he was ousted with what's his name? I forgot.
What?
Ronan's face, the black paint on his face, so
Because
obvious.
he didn't earn it yet.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a really big deal. Like he had to earn that reformation of I'm going to fucking.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we see that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Talking about the skin color here.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
About the black lines.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Like.
Oh, you mean the normal body paint?
Yeah. It looks like I painted him before going to the set. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he was like in for a day. We laugh.
I mean, no, it's probably because he doesn't have a lot of lines in the movie, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why would I waste $300 makeup teams on a guy who's in it for 3 seconds?
I would. If it's that big of a movie.
Aren't you the capitalist boy? You wouldn't waste that money.
No, that's not.
Yeah, they make.
Well, speaking of aliens, we're going to be talking. Speaking of aliens, we're going to be talking about the next episode about Roswell, New Mexico, the UFO incident. We're going to
anything like paranormal.
Yeah, we're going to be dissecting real X-File cases.
All right,
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's lay down the agenda here.
Yeah.
Agenda.
Yeah, it's like this.
We're gonna do our research, bring up some spooky shit. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the paranormal.
We are.
We're gonna get some people from the LGBT community.
Yeah, so now we're talking about like topics in general, right?
Yeah. Later on.
Why are we relating LGBT with paranormal?
You're just playing.
Bring out Venezuela, but you just ruined it, man.
No, it's it. Wait, what happened in Venezuela?
Come on, you don't know?
No, which thing? There's been is it the power outages or the ketchup mall? That was my favorite video.
I'm gonna talk about the truck, the help truck sent by the U.S. who got burned out because it's foreign help. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to get people
To talk about it.
to talk about it because it's a humanitarian crisis.
Yeah.
And people are eating their dogs.
We're a very socially aware show, everybody.
Yeah, actually I am. I don't know about you guys. I follow the news every day.
Same.
I'm kind of oblivious to myself.
Yeah, same.
No, I do follow
Okay.
the news.
For anyone who doesn't know, I'll brush up Alan. Venezuela is a country in South America.
Okay, that's too much.
Thanks for the info.
Yeah.
Alan is half Chilean.
Yes.
Half Lebanese, yes.
That's sad if he doesn't know.
Well, for everyone listening, I'm actually a woman, so I've been defending this point the whole time. So don't worry. I don't know. Thank you.
Francis has a vested interest in the paranormal.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm actually like looking forward to the stuff you're gonna like present, because like I'm half Filipino, so if you guys haven't
They're
heard,
very paranormal.
yeah, they're very paranormal actually over there. You have like so many legends and stories of like weird shit going on over there, so like I can also talk about those
I'm
stuff,
actually seriously down. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I like spooky shit.
Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Anybody? No?
Actually, no. I'm actually looking forward to like experiencing something with you, because you've mentioned Ouija boards before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I've had a paranormal
you shouldn't play with them, right?
No, you shouldn't, because they can open a portal to another dimension. Yeah.
Kevin and I just stared at each other.
Luigi board.
Luigi
Yeah.
boards.
What are we talking?
Wait, Luigi boards.
That's my favorite Mario character. No. Okay, so we want to do paranormal.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about. Look, this podcast is gonna be about everything.
Yeah.
Except for politics and religion, right?
Yeah.
No.
We're also
Are we
going to
going to
talk about.
tiptoeing around those,
Yeah, he is tiptoeing around those. He wants
Yeah.
to get into those so badly.
So badly, yeah.
Talk about Venezuela, so it's kind of political.
No, politics.
Yeah, I mean,
Religion, let's keep that up.
yeah, let's keep that on the down low.
So it's like.
Is that religious?
No, I don't think so.
He shut up a mosque. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but that's like a humanitarian crisis kind of thing.
Reasoning wasn't religious.
Okay. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Let's leave religion out of it.
And politics.
And politics. I mean,
Let's leave local politics out of it. Let's talk
Fair
about worldwide politics.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. World politics. Yeah.
That's fine.
Can I say my favorite quote about the New Zealand shooter is in one of his manifestos? They asked him like, "What do you think of Donald Trump?" It's like, is someone who is a resurgence of like white identity? Yes. Do I like him? But as a world leader and political decision maker, no.
I think this.
That was like just a really like comedic.
I think this Trump thing, like portrayed by everyone in the media, is just not true. We need to talk about that later on.
What do you mean
Yeah.
it's not true?
Because if you look technically at everything he does, I don't see anything white nationalist about it.
He's a megalom...
No, he's not.
He's... Okay, no Trump.
All right.
No Trump, please. I don't want to talk about Trump because
It might be a future.
Okay.
You never know.
Oh,
Can we cut that out because I don't want to talk about
Oh my god, man. Oh my god.
I don't want to know.
anyway,
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was it, guys. That was a nice episode.
yeah. Hopefully we
First
can pull
episode.
down to our paranormal stuff.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, well, just the paranormal.
Before we conclude, if anybody has a ghost story, they should contact us via Instagram
Yeah,
or DM us. Yeah, the pop.
DM us. We're still setting up all of our social media platform. Like we're gonna make a Discord channel.
Get those conspiracy theorists in there.
Yeah.
I do a subreddit too, but I don't know if it's really popular in Lebanon. I don't know.
No, it depends.
Oh, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
We know a lot of people.
Like, it would be nice to
Like, if you guys actually care enough, you know, you could follow our Reddit, and then we'd have some traffic on there, you know?
We should point out we're probably one of the only real podcasts about media and stuff coming out of Lebanon, so it'd be really cool to hear.
There's also Allah as well. Like he has a podcast script. Yeah, just movies, but
We're like
we're the only variety show.
variety show. Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Trailblazers. You know. Yeah.
For the paranormal stuff, if it's not a ghost story in particular, recommend us some things to investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
scientific shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we're going to talk about a lot of
I want to talk about
technological stuff.
experiments one day.
I want to talk
Yeah.
about Alex Jones shit.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
You know what's my favorite thing about what he said about? So he said.
Have you watched the Joe Rogan podcast?
No, I have to say
I've
that
watched it twice and it's 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours long. That was amazing,
So
man.
that's like a working day just watching.
Yes.
Robin is obsessed with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a man crush for Joe Rogan, isn't
I
that?
don't.
I was gonna say quickly about my favorite thing of like it was a great example of misinformation was Alex Jones's very famous quote, which people always say about him is like they're turning the frickin' frogs gay. Now
Yeah.
I did some
He's
research.
technically right.
Yeah, okay, I did some research.
That's the point.
Hang on. Well, let them know that. So what happened was there was a chemical company
Yes.
that was disposing their waste in nature. Just
Yes.
And what happened was it initiated the change. So some frogs, everyone who's watched Jurassic Park knows this. Some frogs can actually change sex.
True.
You
Yeah.
can do that especially in overpopulated environments or inhibit it through chemical reaction.
Yeah, they.
So what happens? The
adapt.
chemicals they released would force them to change because it's just chemical reaction.
Yeah.
So he took all of that normal sense and made it sound like they're deliberately turning frogs homosexual, which is technically not correct. But I
Let me
get,
say something.
yeah.
Since we're talking about the paranormal and shit, let's bring it on.
Gay dead frogs.
No.
Wrong train of thought.
Like, big governments have been exposed for so much fucked up shit that I honestly don't know what to believe in.
Are you going to talk about reptilians now?
No, that would be it. No,
The Greys.
Reptilians, no. Like, maybe...
The Hollow Earth
Yeah.
theory. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
Ultra. shit
Yeah,
like
MK
that.
Ultra, yeah.
MK Ultra was real though.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
let's say, all of the shit that wasn't factually present and documented. Wouldn't you just label it as a conspiracy theory and just discard it at all? I would have. But since there are a lot of present stuff that can be labeled as conspiracy theory and turned out to be actually true, I'm not able to discard any conspiracy.
Well,
Yeah.
like the listening in on people. Everyone
Yeah,
talks about that
exactly.
for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And then Edward Snowden,
Yeah.
you know.
1984 shit.
I have to say it. If you're
Yeah.
a flat earther,
Yeah,
fuck
please.
yourself.
Yeah, actually, we would enjoy like having a flat earther on and like see what you think.
If you're a flat earther, damn.
He's scared that they're gonna find his house and claim he's part of NASA.
Yeah, NASA.
You know what I think is funny? Like, for flat earthers, I really want to know, like, so do
What
they
do you think of the moon?
Oh boy.
Yeah, they actually think. I
What do you
think.
think of the fucking sun?
Yeah, like the sun's like
You
some
know,
sort of light bulb shining over the map. You know.
People knew the Earth was not flat.
I think wasn't it like from the like Galileo was looking at from the horizon and like a boat was like going really far away and it was like
Galileo
going
figured
down.
that out with angles and sunlight. But
Yeah.
how cavemen used to know, which is really simpler, when you see the Earth's shadow on the moon, what shape is it? It's this curvature.
It's a
Yeah.
square. Don't you know that?
Oh shit! Minecraft.
It's a square.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Seller, it's a square.
Anyway.
I also want to talk about the Bermuda Triangle, you know?
Yeah, the
yeah.
Bermuda
Yeah.
Triangle.
You
Yeah.
know what's interesting? They have the same casualty rates as any other shipping lane in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something
Wow.
about that? I think it can be scientifically
Proven.
approached.
Approach, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got that.
The Bermuda Triangle, because the gravity there, I think, I'm not sure if I remember.
That's what. Yeah, I hear that a lot for some reason. The gravity.
there
Yeah.
is stronger than I think most of them.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Why would it be stronger
I just
there?
heard that. The disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly.
So it must be true.
In a scientific setting, you know what I'm saying? That the gravity there is stronger than.
I think we should bring all our claims next time.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. I really want to debate that claim. Yeah.
It's not methane. Like a lot of people said, it was methane from the, you know.
Yeah.
Magnetic disruptions also.
Yeah, electromagnetic anomaly. Yeah.
Talk about the compasses. I'm like, we know that happens in magnetic fields normally, so it wouldn't be that unrealistic to have a distortion in.
Yeah.
True.
There are myriad of theories. Like one of them is like it's leftover technology from Atlantis. I think that's just like
Atlantis wasn't in the.
It's pure hokum, you know, or it could be aliens, or
Or scientists.
I have a degree in.
I also want to talk about the ancient aliens theory as well. Like
Bro, we should talk about the Vril Society as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And the Eric von Daniken Chariot of the Gods. You know.
Y'all ever heard of the Aryans? No, we're not doing that.
I think we should maybe. Like,
Yeah.
We should.
I would like to analyze a hate group one day. If we
let's talk about white supremacists.
I want to talk about.
We're out of time. I'm sorry.
I know. I actually do want to bring up, if we have an episode about paranormal, we should do an episode about cults and cult mentality.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
cult mentality especially. Yeah.
And Satan.
No, they
Oh, I'd like to talk about Scientology. Yeah.
Because it's really interesting. Someone chose the 10-step program of a lot of cults, and they tend to match religions, but we're not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But like, there really is like a consistent way to get people to follow an ideology without inhibited belief. Yeah, and I really want to talk about that, how cults work. If you notice, like, 7 of the largest hate groups in the world were started in the U.S. The other 3, which are stronger than them and more powerful, one is in Germany. Obviously, no prizes for guessing that one.
What are you talking about?
Talking about Charles Manson, you know, like the
Charles Manson?
Charles Manson.
Yeah, very German.
Helter Skelter. Is it?
Skelter,
Yeah.
The Jonestown Massacre, they convinced 118 people, or was it 80, to drink poisoned Kool-Aid, which started full of shitty memes in the 90s.
And there's another, you know, like guy who believed that he was possessed by an alien, you know, force, and then he was that the.
That's not Jonestown.
No.
And also the most really good one was Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, that's Heaven's Gate. That's it.
Yeah. Souls would be caught on a comet, which is actually an alien spaceship, and they did a lot of cocaine before they did it. No,
it's not. No. No correlation whatsoever.
No, seriously, no, separate. You know what's my favorite? Anonymous did an attack on Scientology by making all their printers bring black pages and made them use up all their ink.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was a real attack. That was really funny. It's like, this is the most powerful cult in the world. So make them use up all their black ink in the printers.
Oh, and we also have the OG of the, you know, like we have a paranormal podcaster, a very famous, I don't know if you've heard of him, Jim Harold. He's going to be on our podcast, and we're going to talk about more paranormal topics, you know?
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Same here, pal. I'm glad we're doing this finally, and hope everyone enjoyed this podcast. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because
smack the ass out of that like button.
That's like the second. I think that's the only working social media platform we have.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't we have Twitter?
With your encouragement, we can get more up and running.
Yeah, exactly.
So hope everyone enjoyed this podcast, and bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.